Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Canonbullcast. And today I'm Mono. We are going to be watching the Supergirl trailer and just doing a little reaction. So let's not waste any time. Let's just jump in. Okay, Crypto, what you up to, bro? What you doing? Huh? Is he drinking alcohol? And he's doing the PP on Superman.
On the paper this time.
Huh?
Good job, buddy.
Okay.
Hi, cars are out.
Is that good for the ship to have the thrusters like that?
The 23 will be the best year yet.
And she's like partying out. I mean, I guess not that different from what you would expect.
Not a very high bar to clear.
Is she taking a dog around? Why? How come?
He was still alive.
I don't get it.
It likes to lose everything in a day.
Proton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
The gods are not that kind. So she's religious?
Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
So, I don't know. Let me not ask questions right now. Let's just watch what's happening. Because I was like, does she have super strength right now?
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
What's Superman like?
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Okay, let's just go through it again. We're just muted. I kind of feel as though there isn't very much for one to really talk about. Outside of like the obvious stuff. Like a lot of this feels like I've seen this before kind of stuff. It's not particularly making me go, wow, this is definitely gonna be blah. This is definitely gonna be something that's gonna just it's gonna be a new experience, it's gonna be amazing. I said this to the gents on the group, right? As we were discussing the trailer coming out and whatever else. As to I'm not sure why people aren't just making superhero stories anymore. That's just about being a superhero. Like, it's all about trying to reinvent the wheel, rediscovering something about the superhero genre, or to try and redefine the superhero genre. Man, I just want to see some people go, man, my parents died and now I'm going to be a superhero. I don't need all the complicated bounty hunters looking at Karen. They want this girl who's like supposed to parallel Kara, right? In that, like, oh, you don't know what it's like to lose everything you love in a day or something to that effect. So yeah, but a lot of this grimy sort of space look and stuff like that, it does unfortunately give very familiar feelings, right? That is like, I've seen Mr. Gunn do something to this effect. You would want that if there was like an alien story that has someone like Supergirl in it, you would want to really lean into it being different, right? Because like, let's just go here. I guess this one is a pretty good example. The bus driver. Hold on. Am I just bad at doing this? Like, what's happening, bro? But like, if you look at the bus driver, man, like, I've seen this guy before. Like, not him, but this guy exists. This dude, he exists. He gives me a lot of vibes of what's this dude from Guardians 3? High Evolutionary? he gives a lot of vibes like that, right? That's what this guy looks like to me in terms of the vibe and the feel of things. But I understand that there's probably going to be a lot of crossover when we talk about alien stuff in media, particularly superhero media. They're always going to try and do things that are familiar yet whimsical. But like when we come to things like this, these kinds of shots, man, I feel like I've seen this in like the scene in Guardians 1 when they are on that planet where they're getting drunk and stuff. I feel like this shot exists there, you know, like there's not anything distinct enough to make me feel like this is different or unfamiliar, which is what I would think any sort of alien story would want to bring, right? It's supposed to be strange. It's supposed to be out there with like a dash of the familiar, right? Like if a vehicle has headlights, right, you would want to give it an alien vibe so that it maybe looks like the antenna of a slug or a snail, right? Those are like the headlights, and they move on their own and stuff like that. But it's still headlights. What it does is it lights ahead of the vehicle. I would think things like that would be what you want to do. But we get like disco ball and jukeboxes that are just slightly alien, right? That it's just, I've seen this before, man. I'm not sure if this is anything that makes me run toward the cinema and go, wow, you know. What else? There's not really much else to say, bro. Like the trailer looks okay, I guess. This is like a space shot, which is, I guess, pretty interesting. But yeah, like the grimy alien bars and all kinds of stuff like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't inspire that feeling of things being new, and you can't avoid the comparisons, right? You just can't. Yeah, just, you know, doesn't seem all that interesting. It's just, yeah. I do see some of the shots in the background. They're trying to use the lens flare, the glare, I don't know what you want to call it, but like to give you a sense of the backgrounds having certain like colors and stuff. Like there's a shot like this one. Here's the green, here's like the kind of orange, give you that really space comic booky kind of look, but it also feels a little bit held back. Like it's not trying to pop, it's just sort of there. Anything else? There was one where she's in the bar, which is slightly, yeah, this one I think, where you get that red again from the stained windows, I imagine. I like those. Those are pretty nice. You know, like these ones. You could probably imagine this in like a comic book where the background is sort of stylized to be red and things. I really like that. Obviously this one, there's Lobo. Do we want to pause on Lobo? I don't think we need to. Whatever. It's just a tease. And she's saying that I see the truth. What's causing the explosions? Is it is that like a turret or gun that she's swinging around? Also, I must say, thus far, some of the way that they're showing this, I'm not very sure it's impressive. I would have really liked to see more of the tone that we are going for, right? Right now it's and the music doesn't help either. Like a lot of this doesn't feel like, I guess I would say, whoa, hit my mic there. I would say I'm used to this approach of Supergirl trying to be really edgy. That's what I'm used to. Oh yeah, Brainiac? Question mark? Just, question mark. But yeah, I'm used to this approach being way edgier. I feel like this is just trying to be like, I'm sort of a rogue, but not really kind of energy, Like it's a very non-committal, I'm not the kind of girl you would like kind of energy, I'm not like the other girls. It's not that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this in particular feels like they're not trying to make her too much of an edgelord. They're not trying to make her too unlikable, all those kinds of stuff like that. Whereas she should be, because they gesture to it, but they don't commit, right? And I think that's what a lot of this movie is going to be. It's just going to gesture to her being like, I don't care what other people think, and then continuously care about what other people think, stuff like that. But not much else for me to say, bro. The movie so far doesn't look like it's gonna be that interesting.
It's a pretty small group of two.
And also, it feels to me more like a space action adventure as opposed to being very superhero-esque. And I don't really appreciate that a lot of the time these days, it does come across as though when we are talking about the superhero medium, people have taken the idea of the superhero medium can be any genre, and they've just fully committed to that, to the extent that it being superhero is now just have superpowers, maybe have a costume, and that's pretty much it. Why are we calling that being a superhero? Like, you're super, but hero? I'm not sure anymore about that, bro. But that's a rant for another day. I will catch you guys another time. Ciao. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4. Now I won't agree with that. I can say there's some comparisons and stuff like that. I don't agree with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4. That's not something I will go to.